Something, he does not have any zealots out or on the way, so interesting choice there, also getting 2 more gateways.
Yeah, especially with warp gates. I mean, you can summon them in quickly. He's getting 2 right at the moment. Charge does pretty well against that big Marine Marauder ball, especially compared to... I don't know where all these probes... Oh, I guess I missed the expansion. So probes moving over to the expansion.
Wow.
Both of them getting it at relatively same times. Liquid got it a little bit faster, but not really too much of a difference there.
It is interesting, however, that Hasu decided to go for this expansion over here, whereas TLO just went for his natural. I guess Hasu's line of thought was maybe this wouldn't get scouted, but this still is an area that kind of gets passed around the map a lot, so I do think this is probably going to be seen pretty soon. I guess his only thinking maybe that if a scam went down, I just failed that sentence, if a scam went down on the natural, TLO would not see it, and so he would think that Hasu was still on one base, but aside from that, it probably will get scouted fairly soon, and I think this area is actually a little hard to defend because there are 2.
Don't want to interrupt too much, but already 1 battlecruiser on the map, and a big ball of Marines and stuff trying to catch, trap in this Protoss army, but Blink and running away Zealots are always hard to catch. So he does now know, I think even the losses that he took, which weren't very substantial, was worth knowing that now battlecruisers is on the field. So now he's got to start getting out stuff to deal with battlecruisers.
We do have 1 battlecruiser out, another one on the way. The weapons refit already has been researched, so after they get enough energy, we will probably see some Yamato cannons. Meanwhile, Kaidarian Amulet being researched for Hasu to give his High Templar some extra energy, as that Storm research did just finish. Getting some High Templar out now, also putting down a Forge to get some upgrades. Stimpack being researched for TLO. I'm actually surprised he hadn't gotten that sooner, as he does have a fairly sizable amount of Marines.
That is a very late stim. I guess he just wanted to pump out more units, as it does take a substantial amount of early game resources. So this 2 bunker wall in here with siege tanks is definitely going to be hard to stop. Another command center going down, so trying to secure a macro intensive game here. So we'll see what we get. 2 missile turrets on the high ground to prevent any Phoenix harassment, as well as that siege tank.
And sorry to interrupt, but I actually noticed a Armory and a Ghost Academy going for down for TLO, so we are going to see Thors, we are going to see Ghost, maybe just for the EMP on those High Templars and the Protoss shields, but maybe for the nukes. TLO just playing a pretty sweet game right now, getting a lot of good tech stuff. Stalker's moving in here, trying to take out a few of the missile turrets, but these battlecruisers are going to scare them off. So yeah, a lot of high-tech stuff coming up for TLO. I think we are definitely in store for a long macro-intensive game with a lot
Most definitely.
Units.
So as a Protoss player, taking this Zelnaga Tower, see, yeah, I sort of got it right that time. I'm working on it. He can warp in units here with his warp gate technology, which just gets him that much closer, as well as a pylon over near this expansion here. So if he does see an expansion go down or want to take this at any point, he does have a pylon now to warp in units exactly where he wants them. So always a good idea to just throw down some pylons in some key areas that you want to protect.
Actually, there's a cannon at this Zelnaga Tower too. Maybe you mentioned that, but I never pay attention when you talk. So just cute little play there by Hasu to try to keep this a little more defended. It is going to shoot down that Marine running by. And we do have Cloak being researched for the Ghosts at the Ghost Academy.
And the Infernal Pre-Igniter. I don't know exactly why he's getting that.
Yeah, he hasn't really used Hellions at all this game, besides that initial harassment, so maybe he's planning to do a little more harassment later on. And he is scanning right now, seeing that Mouse Hasu's mineral line at his natural expansion is actually fairly undefended, no cannons or anything.
Don't want to break it up too much, but this whole expansion just went down to the army, so not really anything he can do, as the siege tanks really had not moved in to protect it. A well-timed attack right there to take out the expansion. He is just going to build another one because he is Liquid TLO. Why not? And he has Ghosts on the way. I believe he He does have one ghost somewhere on the field. I don't know where it
I
is.
think that one just spawned actually because it just dropped off the production tab. So it is with his main army kind of by this natural.
So I really want to see a nuke. Yeah, there is that ghost. So I hope you get a nuke at some point to drop on an enemy. So at this point, we already have 3 battle cruisers up, but just such a large Blink Stalker army at this point.
We actually do have 2 Hellions moving towards the expansion, but they did get shot down by the Stalkers there. They were just in the wrong place at the wrong time. And we do have Hasu trying to grab his high-yield expansion.
Always a smart move if he is taking all this map control. Oh, but a good time scan goes down right there. So he does know that's on the way. But this big army is now coming in to deal with these siege tanks. But that is a lot of siege tanks, and he is going to lose a lot of units. Those feedbacks going down on all the battle cruisers to take out all that health. One battle cruiser does go down, but the sizable army did fall to those siege tanks. So not really a worth push there, as he lost his whole entire army. Warping in more as we speak. That's the nice thing about being Protoss. You can just warp in your units, leaving this High Templar here just in case an expansion goes down. He can storm any SCVs on the high yield. So just little things like this can make the difference in a long game like this.
And I just do want to mention that during that last battle, Hasu actually did have an observer with his army. It's still there, so interesting that he chose to bring it in, probably because he was... I actually don't know if he knows there are ghosts out on the field, but maybe he assumed there might be, and so he was trying to make sure that if he did get that dreaded nuclear launch detected, he would be able to see the cloaked garrison, pick them off before a nuke goes down.
So unfortunately...
we actually do have a Dark Shrine on the way, though. Sorry, I kind of cut you off.
No worries. This Stalker army did come in here just to snipe those 2 ghosts. So again, little things like this is going to try and keep himself in the game. A little bit of a misplacement of those ghosts does get them shot down fairly quickly. So he's definitely not wanting to give up, and he's just keeping everything he can alive. This probe sitting over near the expansion. 2 probes sitting by... Oh no, that's a Stalker. So 1 probe. Maybe we'll see a 5th expansion go down for Hasu here, but...
And we actually do have a Fleet Beacon and Dark Shrine. Fleet Beacon already out, Dark Shrine on the way, so we're going to see Dark Templars and Carriers, maybe even a Mothership. A scan did go down for TLO, but it was on the wrong side of the base and did not catch that. So both players just going ridiculously high-tech this game, getting tons of upgrades, tons of high-tech units. Hasu producing 3 more Stargates, so he's going to be getting a ton of carriers pretty soon.
So focusing on these battle cruisers, but again, these siege tanks are just really hurting the army, throwing down a Side Storm just to keep any army from following. Another command center is going to be built in this 3rd expansion for TLO, so expect another expansion soon. This pylon is going to delay any expansion on this, and let him summon up units if maybe something was going to be built.
And we do actually have the Mothership on the way for Hasu from that Nexus at his main. Its rally point is set way over to his high yield. I guess that's just left over from the probes. So we do have a Mothership coming out about halfway done right now. This is the highest tech you can ever see a Protoss player go. So this will be very exciting.
What does TLO have for detection at this point? Besides this missile turret, I guess that's a good placed missile turret. But if that missile turret is taken out, his army will be left in the dark.
Well, he does have orbital command, so he can just try to continuously scan the attacking army, or alternatively just try to focus down the Mothership.
So maybe he knows, because
possible.
he is throwing down a couple missile turrets across the map. So maybe expecting a higher tech build, a large